This video is a quick introduction to Google Calendar, which is part of your GCC student Gmail account. We're going to be looking at this on a computer screen, but there is also a mobile app. You can do basically all the same things on that app that we're going to do here today. So when you're in your email, you can find Google Calendar just by clicking this calendar icon on the right side, and that'll pull up the view of a single day in this small pane on the right side, and you can just look at any individual day. To view the full calendar, you can use this icon here to expand in a new tab, and that's going to show you the week coming up by default. And you can change that. You can show a month at a time if that's useful. You can show the details of a particular day if that's useful. And one other thing, you can pull up the schedule view, which is just a list of everything that you have coming up. So if you use your calendar to keep track of your assignment deadlines, things like that, it might be useful in terms of figuring out what your priority is at any given time. So going back to the week, let's make some events. So let's say on Thursday, I have a birthday party to go to, and it's about 2 hours long. So I'm going to put that in there. That's about the simplest calendar event you can make. Let's say after it, though, I have a student meeting. I'll show you a couple of options here. First of all, I can add guests. So if I'm meeting with my colleague Youngin, I can start to type her email address, and because she's in my Google contacts, it'll pull that up right there, and I can add her as a guest. I'm not going to do that right now just to keep from filling up her email. But if I did, she would get an email notification about that meeting, and she would have all the information right there. It would appear in her calendar. You can also add a Google Meet link if it's an online meeting right there. You click there, and it will take you right to the meeting. And if you look under more options, you can also set a notification for that meeting. So I'm going to set it for 10 minutes, and I'm going to save this meeting. There it is. And so what's going to happen with that notification is if I'm on my computer, it'll pop up in my web browser. But I can also set it up to send me a notification on my phone so that I can leave that birthday party at the right time in order to get to my other meeting. So one other thing you can do with events, I'm going to create this event, and let's say I have Spanish class every Tuesday at 11. Again, I'm going to go into more options, and right now it's defaulting not to repeat, but I can set a couple of different options to make that event repeat. I'm going to choose custom, and I want it to repeat every week on Tuesday, and I want that repetition to end on May 10th. Find May 10th here, which is the last day of class. So if I save this and look forward, you can see Spanish classes in there every week until May 10th when it stops. So I'll show you one other thing that might be useful. You can create multiple individual calendars within Google Calendar. So let's say I want to have one for personal stuff. Just going to create that calendar. And I also want to have one for school stuff. Create that calendar. And they appear over here. They're different colors. And I can then go into Spanish class. I'm going to make that school stuff. I can go to birthday party, make that personal stuff, and they appear as different colors. You can turn off the personal stuff just to look at the school calendar, or vice versa. So you can just see what you need in that moment. Another useful thing here, if you click on the menu for a particular calendar and go into settings and sharing, you can actually share a calendar with somebody else. So let's say you keep a shared calendar with your partner, or anyone else, your friends. You can have calendars for specific purposes that you're sharing with specific people, and they'll see any updates that you make to those calendars. So that's the basic introduction of Google Calendar. Everybody organizes this stuff differently. There's no real wrong way. Some people like to keep their calendars very simple. Other people like to make them very complex. There's no right or wrong way, but I'd encourage you to play around with some of these tools and really spend some time figuring out what works for you and how you keep yourself organized.